Hi, Room 6. Today is Wednesday. It's May 13th. This is mini lesson 3 for reading and writing. So we are starting our new unit, and it is our informational writing unit. We can also call it our research unit, and this is what we're going to be working on for the next 2.5 weeks. So what I wanted to show you guys is this is a guideline given to us by the state of California, and these are expectations for 3rd and 4th graders for this research unit. So the unit overview says that building on their understanding of main idea, students will now integrate information from more than one text on the same topic in order to write or speak about a subject knowledgeably. They will research a topic and be able to paraphrase as they explain events, ideas, or concepts, using specific details and examples from multiple cited sources. They will then use this research to write an informational piece about the topic using technology to publish and present the information. Okay, so that was really wordy and there's a lot in there. What I'm going to do right now is go through this and highlight these important things that I pulled out of this unit overview. So I pulled out that we're going to need to understand main idea when we read, and we're going to build off of that. I also understood that they said that students are now going to integrate information from more than one text on the same topic, which really means that you're going to be using more than one article on the same topic to help you with your research. It also says here that we will research a topic, I keep saying research, and be able to paraphrase paraphrase and explaining those events, ideas, or concepts. And then at the bottom, I noticed it said that they will use this research to write an informational piece, and they will use technology to publish and present the information. So we're going to be using multiple sources, so multiple different articles or books to research our topic. We're going to make sure that we paraphrase as we collect our research. And then when we finish collecting all of our research, we're going to write our informational piece, which will be a part of our Google Slides presentation. Okay, so today what we're going to learn is that good researchers, the very first thing they do is they skim and do a text preview to decide if they should continue reading and if the article will actually help them with their research questions. So in order to do a text preview to figure out if the article will fit your needs and will help you in your research, you want to do some things that we practiced all year long. So before you read, you want to make sure you look over the text. You want to make sure you read the title, the subtitles, the headings, and the captions. You want to look at all of the images. And once you've looked all across the text quickly, then you think to yourself, will this article help me with my research? If so, continue to read. If not, you need to go and find a different source. So that's what we're going to learn today as good researchers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a new screen with you guys, and I am going to pull up my research report. Okay, and I already completed several of it. I'm going to go back to our prompt. And I'm really going to remember that what I'm really researching is what adaptations has this animal developed to help it survive, as well as the animal's description. I need to research about the diet, which is what the animal eats. I need to research the habitat and their interactions. So today, what you guys will do is you should have finished slide 7 yesterday, and today we're going to move on to slide 8, which is description. So it says to use this page to take notes about your animal's description. Include what they look like, the type of species, the size, and anything else that describes your animal. Make sure to paraphrase and put information you've read into your own words. So today you're going to focus specifically on finding and researching, getting all that information about your animal's description. So I have chosen an animal to research, and when I'm trying to find my research, or when I'm trying to find sources, what you guys can do is always go back to slide 5, because I did put a list of websites that are really great and have a lot of information. So I'm going to go to one of these sources. I'm going to go to the San Diego Zoo source, and I'm going to see if I can find my animal. So this is where you might have to look through. And if you're having a lot of trouble picking an animal, I would look through the pictures and just pick one from the list. I decided to pick the echidna, okay, because I don't know a lot about it. I don't know a lot about how it survives. I don't know about its adaptations. So I felt like this would be a really good choice, and I'm very curious to learn more. So now what my job is as a researcher is I want to do my quick little text preview to see if this article is going to help me answer my research question. Well, my research question today, let's go back to here, is today you guys are working on slide 8, right? So I'm looking specifically if the article will tell me more about the description, what the animal looks like, the type of species, the size. So when I go back to this, I'm going to take a look. I know it says echidna at the top, so that's a good sign. So it does relate to my topic. And now I'm going to look at some of these other text features. Right here it says type, area, endangered status, and then they have a list here. So it's a mammal. It's from Australia. I can tell from the map. It said it's so it's like slightly endangered. And then I see some more information here. It says size, food, habitat, and I'm looking specifically, ooh, what does this say right here? Description, okay? And that's exactly what I'm researching today. They talk about what's with the beak, diggers, okay, unique features. All right, I'm seeing a lot of information here that I do feel will help me to answer this research topic right here, which is the description part. So I think as a researcher that this would be a great source to use. So I'm going to continue to read, and I'm going to really be paying attention to finding information about what they look like, the type of species, the size, and anything else that describes my animal. And I'm going to remember to paraphrase. And so I might have to go back and forth. I might have to Pac-Man my computer. But these are things we want to remember as we research. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the article, and I'm going to specifically look for things that relate to the description. I'm going to exit out of this one, to its description. Okay, so I see here they talk about size. Size could fit into description, right? I see size right here. So they tell me right here that it's 14 to 24 inches in length, and that an average soccer ball is 8.65 inches tall. So I'm thinking they're using this as a comparison, that it's a little bit bigger. I can tell from this information, it's a little bit bigger than a soccer ball. And then if I flip the card, it says on the back that most echidnas are less than 18 inches long, and that the eastern longbeak species is larger. Okay, so I found some information on their size. What I'm going to do now is I'm not going to copy what the author said. I'm going to paraphrase and try and put this in my own words. So I'm going to take this information here and put it here. Okay, so I'm going to say that the echidna is between 14 and 24 inches in length. So maybe I'll put long, right? Because I don't want to copy it word for word. Okay. And it also says here that most of them are less than 18 inches long. So maybe I'll put this, most of them are under 18 inches in length. Okay, and then I might go back and use that picture to kind of make a comparison in terms of like their size. I would say that maybe, you know, they're about the size of a soccer ball or a little bit bigger. Okay, and if you find that you need more room, all you need to do is highlight and then just make your text a little bit smaller. See how mine are really big? Okay, so that's a piece of information that I found from this website, and I didn't copy what the author said. I made sense of what they told me and put it in my own words. So now what I need to do, so I don't forget, is I need to make sure that I list this source because I took information from it. So I'm going to copy the URL. So all you do is highlight it, right click and press copy, and then very quickly before I continue researching, I'm going to go back to cite my sources. And it says here websites you found information from. Well, I know this is the San Diego Zoo, and then I'm going to paste the website URL right underneath, just so that if anyone wanted to know more in my presentation about what I'm talking about, they could go straight to this source to find it. Okay, so I found a little bit of information about their description, right? I found some specifically about their size. Okay, so I'm actually going to unhighlight that, which you guys can always do, right click. And I think actually, maybe not right click, I'm gonna do transparent because I did find something about the size. So now I need to think about what else I need to find. It says to include what they look like, the type of species, and anything else that describes your animal. So if I go back to here, I'm going to specifically search for that. I'm looking for what do they look like, or any other information they're giving us about the way they specifically look. Okay, well, I'm gonna look down here. So I noticed something interesting here is they have a pretty distinctive beak, and it's actually a beak. I had no idea that that was a beak. And they tell us that here. It says, what's with the beak? With a keen sense of smell, an echidna sniffs out its next meal with the help of nostrils near the tip of its beak. Its beak is rubbery, not hard like a duck's bill, but it's strong enough to pry into soil, hollow logs, and termite mounds in search of insects. So that's a lot of information there, but this is pretty cool, and I think it does fit with the description and describing how the echidnas look. So I might put here, I might have to sit and think for a second, what did I learn? I don't want to copy, I want to paraphrase. I might say that echidnas have a beak, which is something interesting that I didn't know. So they have a beak that's rubbery, and it said it's not hard. So maybe I'll say that it's not hard, but instead rubbery. Okay, I'm trying to put this in my own words. And then I'm also going to put here, it says, but it is strong enough to pry into soil, logs, termite mounds. So maybe what I'll put here is that their beak is extremely strong and helps them to dig and eat and whatnot. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And I'm not going to put the source again because I'm getting this all from the San Diego Zoo. So I'm just going to post it once. Okay, so I found a little bit more about how they look. I'm going to see if I can find even more information here about what type of species they are or anything else that really describes them. Ooh, let's look under diggers. With tough claws and short but powerful front feet, an echidna can quickly dig straight into the earth until only its spiny rear end can be seen. Mother echidnas dig a burrow for hiding when caring for an egg or a baby. Echidnas are also good at tearing apart a termite mound or a rotting log to find food. Oh, that's so interesting. What I want to remember here is I'm just thinking about the description. Well, it says here that they have very tough claws and short but powerful front feet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to copy that. I'm going to sit and think, how can I put this in my own words? I think what I might say is that echidnas have short claws that are, I'm trying to think of another word besides tough. Maybe I'll put strong. So they have short, strong claws and feet, because it does say they have, oh, but powerful front feet. Oh, you know what? It says with tough claws and short but powerful front feet. So what I'm going to say here is, it doesn't say they have short claws, it says their feet are actually short. So I'm going to say here is that they have strong claws and short, strong feet. That's kind of what the author's telling me. They have strong claws and short, strong feet. Okay, and I didn't copy what the author said. I tried to put that in my own words. Okay. This other stuff is really interesting information, but I don't think it necessarily relates to my the slide that I'm working on today, which is description. So I want to find even more information about the way that my animal looks and anything else that describes my animal. Ooh, right here, look at that. I noticed here they were talking about the tongue. So it says an echidna's tongue is sticky, slender, and 7 inches long. That's how an echidna catches ants, termites, and grubs. Echidnas don't have teeth. That's pretty interesting. Hard pads at the base of the tongue and on the roof of its mouth grind food into a paste for swallowing. Okay, so there's a lot in there that I think I could include in the description. I think I want to focus on their tongue, and I'm thinking of another way to put this first sentence. I don't want to copy what the author said. I want to paraphrase. So maybe I'll say that their tongues are skinny, because skinny is another word for slender, and quite sticky. Skinny, oops, quite sticky. They are also about, and I believe what they said is about 7 inches long. So that's pretty long for a tongue, right? If you think about it, I mean, it's pretty long tongue. You can tell by that. So I might even include that. This is very long. I might include that in my thing. And they also mentioned that they don't have any teeth, right? They don't have teeth. So I want to include that in my description. And what I'm going to do is highlight all of this and make it nice and small, because I want to have lots of room to find as much, a good amount of information. I would say a good amount of information would be, at least about 5 to 6 to 7 bullets. Okay, I would even, push yourself to see if you could find at least 6 to 7. So what I'm going to do is do this, make this a little bigger. Okay. So I found that out too. So then I'm going to go back and continue to find information that describes more about the echidna and the way they look, right? I'm going to focus specifically on that question today. And right here, I even see something about their spines. So I'm going to read this part, stop, paraphrase, and then include that in my note-taking right here on slide 8. Okay, so when you guys go off today and do this on your own, please think about what I showed you today, how I found a source that I knew would help me answer my research question, which was really finding more information about how they look and their size, and things that describe them. And also remember to always go back to this page 5, slide 5, to find these websites. I used the San Diego Zoo today, and it's a great website for you guys to use. And as you're taking notes, if you're going from, like, I only used one website today, what I would do next, and I didn't show you guys that, is I would go to a different website now, because I don't want to get all of my information just from one site. So I might even go to a different site right now and find more information about the way they look and their spines. And then the last thing I want to remind you guys is to make sure that you are always citing your sources as you're completing your research. Do not forget, if I was to go to a new website right now and find some important information that I want to use in my report, I would need to post it here as well. So today your job will be to complete slide 8. You will start your research today, and you will make sure that you work on paraphrasing and finding those really important facts that fit into this question here that you're trying to find more information on.